Sit up. This isn't background noise. This is a line being drawn. Because Sundays aren't for preparing your week. They're for deciding who you're going to be when it starts. Most people waste Sunday trying to recover. You're not here to recover. You're here to recalibrate. Take one steady breath, not to relax, to arrive. Because the version of you that dragged itself through last week does not come with you into the next one. That version did its job. Now it's done. Notice how quiet this moment is. Not peaceful. Clear enough to choose. All week long, life talks over you. Notifications speak. Other people's expectations speak. And your own voice gets buried. Sunday is when you get it back. So listen, not to motivation, not to advice, to something simpler, to what feels true. Here's the truth most people avoid. You don't need a better plan. You need a stronger self-image, because the way you see yourself decides what you tolerate, what you postpone, what you settle for, and what you step into. If you still see yourself as catching up, you'll always chase. If you still see yourself as waiting for permission, you'll hesitate. If you still see yourself as not there yet, you'll shrink. So tonight, that story ends, not with drama, with decision. Feel your posture. Lift your chest slightly, not confidence. Ownership. You are not becoming someone new. You are returning to someone familiar, someone who doesn't explain themselves, someone who doesn't rush their words, someone who doesn't need constant reassurance. Think about how you've been moving lately, too accommodating, too available, as if your time has no weight. But what if next week you moved differently? You speak when it matters. You pause before responding. You don't overpromise. You don't overspeak. You don't chase clarity from people who are unclear themselves. That's not cold. That's grounded. And grounded people change rooms without trying. This isn't about doing more. It's about doing things from a different place. A place where you don't prove. You select. A place where you don't react. You decide. Sunday is the checkpoint. Look at last week honestly, not with judgment. With accuracy. What drained you? What felt forced? What felt beneath your standard? Those things are information, and information is power. You don't carry it forward. You correct course, silently. No announcement required. Now imagine the next week unfolding, not in detail, in tone. You say no without guilt. You say yes without hesitation. You stop leaking energy into things that don't move your life. You don't wait for motivation. You move because it's aligned. That's the difference. And alignment doesn't feel loud. It feels obvious, like something clicking into place, like relief mixed with certainty. You don't need to hype yourself up. You need to remember. You've handled harder. You've survived worse. And you've outgrown more than you admit. This week doesn't need you anxious. It needs you present.